They say the world is full of places where time stands still, haunted by the spirits of those who never left. From cursed forests to ghostly hotels, these are the top 10 haunted places in the world, and why you should never visit them at night. Throughout history, certain places have become infamous for their supernatural activity. Whether it's the cries of lost souls, objects moving on their own, or apparitions appearing when you least expect them, these places remind us that some stories are never truly over. Let's begin our journey at number 10. Number 10. The Island of the Dolls, Mexico. Deep within the canals of Xochimilco lies one of the most unsettling places on Earth, the Island of the Dolls. Legend has it that decades ago, a young girl drowned near the island. Her spirit, restless and vengeful, haunted the only inhabitant, Don Julian Santana. In a desperate attempt to appease her spirit, Don Julian began hanging dolls across the island. But instead of peace, locals believe he awakened something darker. Visitors today report hearing whispers among the trees, and some claim to see the dolls move. Number 9. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. Known as the Suicide Forest, Aokigahara lies at the base of Mount Fuji. For centuries, this forest has been associated with death and despair. Legend says that those who enter the forest with heavy hearts often never return. The silence here is deafening. No wind, no wildlife, just the stillness of the trees. Visitors often report hearing faint footsteps or voices calling their name, but when they turn, no one is there. Many claim to see shadowy figures drifting between the trees. The forest is said to be alive, feeding on the sadness of its victims. 8. The Stanley Hotel, USA. Nestled in the Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel may look beautiful by day, but by night it tells a different story. This historic hotel inspired Stephen King's The Shining after he spent a terrifying night here. Guests report seeing ghostly figures roaming the halls. In room 217, a former housekeeper is said to fold clothes and unpack luggage for unsuspecting visitors. The ballroom, often empty, echoes with the sound of piano music, and ghostly children have been seen running and laughing through the corridors. Would you dare spend a night here? 107. Poveglia Island, Italy. Just a short distance from Venice lies Poveglia Island, a place so feared that locals refuse to go near it. Once a quarantine zone for plague victims and later a mental asylum, the island has seen countless deaths, earning it the name the Gateway to Hell. Visitors claim to hear the cries of the thousands who perished here, and some even report being pushed or scratched by unseen hands. The island's history is so dark that it is said to be cursed, with no hope of redemption. 6. Chateau de Brissac, France. Known as the Castle of the Green Lady, Chateau de Brissac hides a chilling tale of betrayal and a murder. In the 15th century, Charlotte de Brezé was brutally murdered by her husband after he discovered her affair. Her ghost, known as the Green Lady, is said to wander the halls to this day, her disfigured face a haunting reminder of her violent end. Guests and staff report hearing her moans in the dead of night, along with the faint swish of her gown as she passes by. 5. Eastern State Penitentiary, USA. Once home to some of America's most dangerous criminals, Eastern State Penitentiary is now considered one of the most haunted places in the country. The prison's brutal history includes solitary confinement, torture, and countless deaths. Visitors often hear cell doors slamming shut on their own and see shadowy figures darting through the corridors. The most infamous spirit is believed to be Al Capone, whose ghost reportedly lingers in his former cell, reliving his torment. Number 4. Bannack Ghost Town, USA. Bannack was once a thriving mining town in Montana, but today it's a ghost town in every sense of the word. Locals believe the spirits of former residents haunt its empty streets and abandoned buildings. The most infamous ghost is that of Dorothy, a young girl who tragically drowned in a nearby creek. Her giggles and faint whispers are said to echo through the town at night. Number 3. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. Sitting atop an extinct volcano, Edinburgh Castle is steeped in both history and hauntings. Beneath its grand exterior lies a network of underground vaults where plague victims were sealed and left to die. The most famous ghost here is the Headless Drummer, whose eerie drumming echoes through the halls. Legend says his appearance is a warning of danger, but who he was and why he roams remain a mystery. Number 2. The Tower of London, UK. The Tower of London has seen centuries of bloodshed, betrayal, and executions. Among its most infamous spirits is Anne Boleyn, who was executed here in 1536. Visitors claim to see her headless figure wandering the grounds, clutching her severed head. Other spirits include tortured prisoners and shadowy figures in armor. The tower's dark history ensures that it remains one of the most haunted places in the world. For 1. The Bangalore Fort, India. Our final stop takes us to India's Bangalore Fort, a place so feared that entry is forbidden after sunset. Legend has it that a sorcerer cursed the fort after being rejected by the princess he loved. The curse doomed the entire town, leaving it in ruins. Visitors report hearing screams and whispers, feeling an oppressive force, and even seeing ghostly figures following them. Locals believe that those who stay overnight never return. These places remind us that some stories never truly end. Which of these haunted locations would you dare to visit? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more chilling tales from the darkest corners of the world.